Hi everyone, I wanted to make a video on mindful presence and courage. During this time, we are seeing a lot of violence, we are seeing a lot of aggression, we are seeing a lot of division in the world at the moment. And it's a lot to have to observe and to take in and to hold. And so I want to make this video to kind of help people to tap into what's coming up for them during this time and what to do with it, because many of us are very overwhelmed by what we are seeing and witnessing. So first of all, I wanted to take 3 deep breaths together. I think it's important that we reset our nervous system and bring it some calm. So let's do this together. I want you to breathe in through your nose. So deep breath in, all the way down to your belly, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale and sigh out through the mouth. And another deep breath in, hold, and exhale it out. And one more. Deep breath in, hold, and sigh it out. And as you're sighing it out, just feel your body sinking into your chair. Okay. From this grounded place, I also want to speak to what's happening in the world. I am not going to address politics, but politics will undoubtedly come into this at some points, and I do address those things with my clients, by the way, to make space for what everyone's going through around their beliefs right now. But this video, I wanted to talk about courage, and I wanted to talk about how fear is coming up right now in the collective overall, and that's not necessarily true for everyone, but it is true for myself and it's true for my clients. And that doesn't say anything necessarily about their political views. It is just a natural thing to happen when we are seeing violence and aggression in the world. Our nervous systems respond with a fearful response. So what do we do with this fear? Okay. Now, I've shared in the past the R.A.I.N acronym, and I want to kind of use that in this video to guide you through this time. So the one thing you want to do first is recognize and name the fear. And so you say, okay, fear is present, fear is here right now, okay, in my nervous system. I am scared, okay. And once you name it, there is a way to look at it, okay, because when we name something, we can accurately look at it, and we can look at the energy of it, okay. So you name it, you see it clearly, and you realize that this is a appropriate reaction to what is going on right now, okay. It is actually a skillful response to feel scared. It shows you that you are not numb to these things. It shows you you are human. And so we validate it, okay? All right, we're not validating it by saying that this is wrong or right. We are just validating that fear is present and it is an appropriate response to what is happening and what we're seeing right now, okay? Then you want to see where is it in your body. So you physicalize it. Is it in my chest? Is it in my stomach? You know, where is it? You do a body scan and you just pinpoint where you are holding fear, okay? And you say hi to the fear. Say, hi fear, I see you, right? You're there, it's okay. I'm gonna allow you to be there, which is the A of the R.A.I.N acronym. I allow you to be there. I do not need to be scared of my fear, because then we are creating another layer of fear. We are scared of our fear. We are fearful of our fear. That's a secondary emotion of fear. We want to target the primary emotion, okay, the first layer of fear. So allowing it says it's okay to be here, and so we don't create more fear in that response, okay? And then you want to ask yourself, what am I believing right now about this fear? What am I believing right now about the world? What am I believing right now about my ability to handle this fear, you know? And this is where we tap into courage. We look at it straight in the face and we mindfully, non-judgmentally explore what we are believing in this moment that is creating the fear. Okay, and then you want to ask yourself the question, what does this fear need from me in this moment? Okay, so and you listen to that. It could need some soothing. Okay, and we can soothe through 5 senses: touch, visual, taste, smell, and what's the last one? Sound. Okay, so 5 senses. How can I soothe through any of the 5 senses or all of the 5 senses? How can I soothe this fear? This doesn't mean I'm trying to make the fear go away. I am not trying to do anything. I'm just finding a way to hold space for it, okay? And that means not pushing it away and not pulling it either. And then you want to see what other emotions are present there too. So anger might be present along with the fear, a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, okay? And we want to connect to those emotions in exactly the same way. We want to allow space for them to be here, okay? Then the next thing that we want to do is we want to then, once we create space and we do this investigation, discernment kicks in. So we want to see discernment. We want to see wisdom in that moment that is arising as a result of this investigation, this internal investigation that we are doing, okay? Discernment and wisdom are always there, but they are clouded over. So once we do this investigation, we remove those clouds and we can see clearly and discern with wisdom what action to take, okay? And then, you know, we want to look at the external noticing. Okay, I've made a few notes here. So external noticing could mean noticing how the world operates, right? I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about how violence begets more violence, right? You know, when we look clearly into the world, we see it. We see that very clearly. Violence perpetuates more violence. Violence is not a solution, an ultimate solution to anything. Right? You know, look at that, explore it. Don't believe what I'm saying. Explore it and see what you see, and see it clearly. The other thing that I was noticing about the external world and our society is that hate speech creates division. So you want to look into how your speech and what you say, whether it be on social media, you know, what you say to yourself, what you say to others, does that create more division, or is it helping to bring people together? Then, you know, division also causes hatred in us, right? When we feel divided, we feel anger, we feel hatred. We can easily put the other person in the category of monster and not see their human traits, right? Everyone has human traits, and we become blind to them when we feel this sense of division. We become blind to the other person's human traits. So we want to see that really, really clearly, okay? And without judgment, we're not judging ourselves at all for this. We need to realize that this is how we have been conditioned in society. We have been conditioned to divide. Our minds have been conditioned to divide, to blame, right? See that clearly. As soon as you see it, you can make a conscious choice to do something else, right? And then, notice how this also creates like suffering inside you as well. Like when you're carrying hate, how do you suffer? What effect does it have on you? What ripple effect does it have on your nervous system? What ripple effect does it have, on your feelings? Do you feel more lonely, because you're hating, you're dividing, right? Do you want to feel lonely? No one wants to feel lonely, right? So, you want to look into that, okay? And then, the question, like, what can I do about this starts to surface, and we start to now tap into our skills, right? Like, how can we use our skills to make a difference in the world, in a healthy way, okay? So this means also like noticing when we are skillful in our actions and when we are unskillful in our actions, and what consequence that has, okay, overall, in a non-judgmental way, okay? And then, then what happens is that, like, once we are skillful in our actions, we feel more empowered and to make even better decisions and more skillful decisions and actions. So it grows and it builds upon each other like bricks. We're building more skillful action. But we do have to start, I believe, with being mindfully present in this way that I'm teaching you, okay, to connect internally in a non-judgmental, curious kind way, and to use the R.A.I.N acronym as a way to navigate this territory, and knowing that the internal change also leads to external change too. So I hope that this helps, and if you have any questions, any comments, please comment below, and I will be making more videos on this as things evolve, and as we are learning more about these situations that we are seeing that are violent and aggressive. So take care of yourselves. We are looking after our own well-being for the sake of the world's well-being.